Welcome to the Jeff Crilley Show. And now, here's Jeff Crilley.
Good Saturday morning, DFW. We've got a great show today. We're going to be talking about everything from business to philanthropy to better parenting. And we're going to start with my first two guests, David Call and Jordan Roberts. They are co-chairs of the Art of Music Gala. Welcome to the Jeff Crilley Show.
Thanks very much.
Okay, so let's start with you, David. Tell us what is the Art of Music Gala?
Well, the Art of Music Gala is really an art symposium where musical artists are creating a soundtrack of music or a composition wherein that is provided to visual artists, and they create a one-of-a-kind piece of artwork, anything from a piece of fantastic fashion, of course, a piece of artwork for your wall, a sculpture, or it can be anything from the philanthropic art world.
Well, one of the things that impresses me is that you're not necessarily following a blueprint, because last year was the first one. How did you come up with the look and feel? Jordan, you want to jump in on that?
Yeah, so it was actually an idea of one of our friends that came up with the vision of synthesizing music and art, and from there it just kind of grew, and we didn't really know what to expect the first year. We had an idea, but we'd never seen it in play, and last year was fantastic. We ended up raising over $60,000, and having Jeff Coffin from the Dave Matthews Band headline was extremely fun and a unique event. And this year our goal is to just take it up a next level and really make it so special for our guests, and even more special to raise money for the kids.
Yeah, the money all goes to the Warren Center. We're going to talk in great detail about that in a minute. But I'm fascinated, David, because Dallas-Fort Worth is a hard place to make an impression. I mean, we've seen it all, we've done it all, but to have a hit right out of the gates, I mean, that's tough, isn't it?
Well, it's a challenge for everyone who is in the creative direction field, as anybody who works in the event planning, especially when we're trying to do our very best for the foundation. And you're right, it is. It's a collective experience, and that's the reason why we bring in so many incredible people like Jordan, like Ben Smithy, like Tara Knoll, and of course Tim Ishii. These are the people who help to collect all of the ideas, and we really use it as our platform is an open call for, let's come up with something that is the most amazing collective of music and art, and what can we fill it in with to make it an experience that people will not forget, and they'll remember that this is for the Warren Center.
Right, and I believe attention to detail is really important, because sometimes it can just be one thing that's off that maybe ruins the experience. So, Jordan, were you nervous the whole time before the evening?
Oh, I mean, I think I was nervous about a year and a half before the evening, to be completely honest. And then as soon as it started, like, we had, pre-drinks, and we had a lot of fun before the program started. But as soon as the program started, it was like all the nerves were calm, and we just ended up having so much fun. People were up dancing, people were cheering on the artist. It was really neat to see how excited our guests were, and especially how excited our team was. We all worked really hard for the past year and a half on this, so to see it to come into fruition was a really special thing.
David, were you able to enjoy yourself that evening, or was it, like an expectant parent or something?
Well, it being the first year of the event, of course, there were several slots to fill, for assistants, and that's what a big gala like this always has. I am very much a doer. So I went ahead and filled several slots, as did Jordan and the rest of our team. But yeah, I was a nervous wreck pretty much. But, I see an opportunity, and I see how it can be even better, even at the moment when it could be better. And I love just being an integral part of the event, right up from being, part of back of house, being part of front of house,
right.
Being the creative director. I was in charge of making sure that the artists and the music was timed correctly with everything else that was happening with the music. Ben and Tim both worked in tandem with me, and it was a wonderful experience to have.
And marrying art and music. That's not always easy, is it?
Actually, I found it to be wonderfully easy, I have to say. I come from a very creative background, so for me to be able to absorb it and understand it, and how can we make this come to an experience for our guests, was really, quite frankly, something I do all the time. And I love the ability to be able to hear the music and then select the visual artists that are going to be matched with them. I have a collective of artists from every range that I work with every day. So it's a wonderful opportunity I have to be able to give them a platform and still also benefiting the Warren Center.
Absolutely. Well, let's talk about the Warren Center. For those who are not familiar with it, Jordan, can you share with us?
Yeah. So I actually had very little idea about the Warren Center before actually being asked to chair the gala. So I came in with a blank slate and actually not a lot of knowledge about children with developmental disorders, which is who the Warren Center serves. So the Warren Center serves to advocate, serve, and empower the children and families that are dealing with developmental disorders or any sort of delays. So they serve about 2,500 local families in the DFW Metroplex, and they look for early detection for children who might have developmental delays, disabilities, and they also provide therapy services like physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy to these children. They also host educational workshops and give holistic support to the families. I mean, I can't imagine as a parent how hard it must be to watch your child have to struggle with things that, most of us think are normal. So they really do provide help for both the kids and the parents.
Absolutely. David, do you want to add to that?
Well, one of the things that I experienced when I was asked, I came into the event last year at about halfway through when they discovered how much creative they might need. And that really ties into what the Warren Center is. They have to be very methodical, but also very creative with how they handle these children's disabilities. Mm-hmm. I mean, as Jordan said, when I walked in, I happened to see a family who was coming in for the first time, and their child was going in one direction to be educated, for them to discover how they can help this child, and the parents go in the other direction so that they can learn how are they going to be matched up with their child through the educational process. Yes. And also helping the parents to cope with all of the financial details, any insurance details. These are all the things that the Warren Center helps with as a partnership for the parents and for the children.
Okay, well, let's talk about the next one, because you don't want to be a one-hit wonder. You have to top yourselves. How are you going to top yourselves?
Well, this year, quite frankly, that's what Jordan and I are really focusing on, is making the event bigger and better, more impactful for everybody. We are still, because it's early, of course, selecting our people who are going to be involved in it as far as the entertainment and the artisans. We're going to be very, very clever with the theme this year, which will be announced very soon.
Okay.
And it is going to be, we definitely want to chime into the childlike features, but this is an event for adults. This is a gala.
Yes.
But we love engaging the experience with the children. So we're definitely planning on having families that are members of the Warren Center family there as well. But we can promise you that for the people who are going to be coming as our guests, as our sponsors, that's a big part of what we're looking for right now, is to get sponsors and people who want to be involved, who can see the mutual benefit that they will get. I can guarantee you that the Warren Center has a powerhouse of social media and marketing available. Really the board of the Warren Center is a very powerful group. And so any of the sponsors, such as Toyota of Irving last year, was one of our sponsors who came in.
Awesome.
And it was amazing because they were able to see the value that they got out of that. And they are loving it ever since.
Jordan, let's talk some more about sponsorship. Who would be a good fit for you? What kind of brands would you love to see this year?
So I do not have the art and design side that David does, so I really come from more of a finance background, and that's definitely where I work the most in. And honestly, anyone. The Warren Center, I don't have any children, and I am crazy about this organization. It's not something I've experienced or had a lot of experience with until spending a lot of time there and working with them. So I think it's about people that are interested in helping out a local Dallas organization that really serves the community, as well as people that are interested in art in a really phenomenal show. We really do try to reach out to whoever would like to be a part of it. We welcome as many people as possible.
Outstanding.
Well, and absolutely. I think one of the things that's going to be wonderful about this event is that this won't be your average pasteurized event. It isn't going to feel like a corporate event in any way, shape, or form. We love it when little fun mistakes happen during a gala because it's kind of like live theater.
Like the Academy Awards.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So if somebody's listening right now and wants to get involved, is there a website they can go to?
Yes, thewarrencenter.org is their website. They also have Facebook and, of course, Twitter. Instagram, yes. And Tara Knoll, the director there, would love to hear from any of you.
Do you want to have the
There will
final
also
word?
be the Art of Music Gala website. We've taken it down to reconstruct for next year, so all the information will be up there, but there'll be a link on the Warren Center's email for that or website
Outstanding. For that. Well, I appreciate you both being on the show, and we'll have to have you back.
Thanks
Thanks very much, Jeff.
You bet. When we come back, a man who is changing the landscape of DFW one project at a time. That's next on The Jeff Crilley Show.
More of The Jeff Crilley Show coming up.